njengo MMC le fraud and corruption kangakanani ke ordinary citizen mayivula icala kwenzakalani alikho baliphuzile amaphoyisa aliphuzile lelo cala alikho namhlanje khane beliconstructure manje kuthiwa kucingwa ini kuyisystem just because ngibuzile ukuthi I've opened a case ye fraud and corruption abantu bayaganga bathengisa izindlu ngongekho emthethweni bathengisa into liphi icala bayabamba bayayeka police station. Yabo. Now uma sekufona last week sekukhane kuyahlangahlanganisa manje kufuna ukuvula icala. Nomuntu asanele licala lelo accept 4 months ago akazayibona idocument ngamehlo but uthi uyi investigative office. Kuphele 4 months akazayibona idocument ngamehlo. So iyona inkinga esinayo ke ema police station ethu eSouth Africa. Nibona ubugebengu bomningi kangaka ezifu akwazi ukuthi ubugebengu ufune ukudile kanjani. Kanti iproblem sinabantu ngihleze ngisho ke mina inkinga enkulu esuke sibe nayo lapha emaphoyiseni ukuthi abantu abangamaphoyisa okufuneka ngabe basisiza ngokudila necorruption nawo bonke ubugebengu kwabona uma bengena bayakhokha uma bengena yingakho sometimes uthola ama position ayafreezwa akwazi ukuyeka phambili ngani because kwabona uma bengena vele bangena ngokudiza so expect ukuthi lo muntu aphikala nobugebengu yena engene ngobugebengu. Yabo so yingakho ngithi kunama police station esingasakwazi ukureport uma siyosebenza because immediately report uzothi uma ufika kwi-operation ufika bengekho bonke abantu ku-clean engathi akwenziwa lutho kulo ndawo le kanti abantu batsheniwe day before ukuthi awuyeza ke lo uyabo so izona inkinga ke lezo esibhekana nazo kodwa ke ngicabanga ukuthi izofuneka ibe khona i-discussion ne-engagement ukuzama ukulekelela and ngikhuluma nge-issue ye-crime in general ngoba as much as kune-request ukuthi sifake ama-apollo lights singakawafaka ama-apollo lights but i-engagement ne-police station local police station ukudila ne-crime in the informal settlement kufuneka ibe khona ukwenzela ukuthi ikwazi ukule noma kuthiwa kune-case ereportwayo ngoba njengoba esho nje umama ukuthi kunomuntu esifazane obanje inkunzi uyakhala ufuna uncedo amadoda endawo awaphumi i-police station ayitholakali yabo so now uzosiza ubani umuntu esifazane ngiyazi vele ukuthi amadoda awasafuna ukuphuma manje amadoda awasaphumi ingakho nomuntu equmbe ngesibhamu la eceleni ukuthi utshula umuntu lapha phambi kwakhe aqhubeka aqumbe ngesibhamu sakhe uyigade yena ngesibhamu sakhe kodwa mase kuqhamuka umuntu emdubula ngemuva kwasibhamu sakhe lesasifakela sinamsebenzi walutho uyabo so now kufuneka ke sikwazi ukuengage ne-police station ukuze ikwazi ukulekelela ukudila ne-crime endaweni so iyona issue oqala bengithi ngifuna ukuyi-addressa well ikhona i-request yama high mast council in fact nje ufaka i-request bafaka akuma-request liyasibhubhela and you see iy'nhlele mahle lama solar high mast esawa pilot ngoba namakhamera ne-Wi-Fi ayakhanyisa asiza ngey'ndlela ey'ningi but now i-demand ethi siphezulu kakhulu isingaphe kwemali esinayo for ukuthi si-roll out le program but ke well siya prioritize siyabuka ukuthi sizomove kanjani.
2 suspects have been arrested during a multidisciplinary operation following an investigation into an alleged assassination plot targeting a senior official from the Department of Human Settlement. The East Rand Serious Organized Crime Investigation Unit, SOCIU, led the investigation after allegations that the official was targeted for blocking suspected corrupt activities. The investigation began after the director of the Department of Human Settlement in Albertine lodged a complaint in 2024. She reported receiving information that individuals had allegedly conspired to have her assassinated. According to the complaint, suspected hitmen allegedly tried to track her movement between her workplace and home, while she's also received death threats and gunshots were allegedly fired at her residence. On the 2nd of July 2026, members of the East Rand Serious Organized Crime Investigation Unit arrested 1 suspect in Dundonald, Mpumalanga after executing a J50 warrant of arrest. Several licensed firearms and ammunition belonging to one of the suspects were confiscated for forensic examination and further investigation into the alleged assassination plot. Investigators later proceeded to the Department of Human Settlement offices in Albertine, where with assistance from the Germiston Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation and the Gauteng Traffic Police High Priority Crimes and Internal Affairs Unit. They executed a second J50 warrant. A departmental administrative clerk was arrested, while laptops and cellular phones were seized. Investigations continue. Siyabonga ukusebenza kwamaphoyisa ekuthenini akwazi ukubamba lezi inkabi zingakamdubuli lo sisi engakashoni. Futhi uma ngabe kusolakala iclerk, ngifisa sengathi uma ngabe le clerk linolwazi sengathi lingaboshwa noma lingathola udili kajele, ngoba yizo lezi mo lezi ezisibeke la sikhona njengoba kukhona iMadlanga Commission, kukhona i-ad hoc committee. Yingoba kunabantu abathize abafuna uku-operate ngendlela yabo. Informal settlement khumbula ukuthi iyona efaka abantu ezindlini, ifaka abantu ey'ndaweni la kufuneka bahlale kuzo. Kanti okunye sesikwazi ukuthi kunabantu abasebenzela ama-department kahulumeni kodwa ba-own imikhukhu la okurenta khona abantu, ikakhulukazi laba abangama-undocumented immigrants la eSouth Africa. U-MMC we-Human Settlement okumlungisi Mabaso kwi-City of Johannesburg wakwakhuluma kanje.
There are landlords that are operating there, and some of them are not even residing at Jumpers. So they only come during the end of the month to collect what is due to them, which is something illegal. Because for us, as the Department of Human Settlements or as the city, we are compelled to provide services to the residents in the informal settlements, not to the tenants of the certain landlords. So that's why we had to deal with all those elements. And when we went there for an operation, we had a list. We know who stays there because we've done our audit. We've profiled everyone there. So we know that there are tenants and there are landlords and there are residents inside the informal settlements. And we know there are zamazamas that are operating in the space. So we need to push them out. We know there are illegal immigrants that are operating businesses. We need to take them out so that we've got sufficient spaces for us to work for the residents of Johannesburg, so that we know that we've got people that we can even account for in the informal settlement, because we've got so many people that we cannot account for in the informal settlement. You know, you will do your audit and your report will give you a number. You know, when you get into the space, you conduct your audits, you count the checks, you've got something like 10,000 or 5,000 people. But when you do your verification now to determine who are these people in the informal settlement, they just don't come out. So you then have to work for the people that you cannot even account for, because you do not have their details. You can't even profile them. So that's why we had to take the list, get into the informal settlement, so that we are able to verify and audit and check if the people that are on our database are the same people that are in the space. But over and above that, we needed to deal with those that are illegal landlords within the informal settlement, because that is not allowed. You cannot be a landlord in a property that you do not own. And yet, government must provide services to the tenants of the certain landlords that are making money out of it, and they are not contributing anything to the municipality. So we needed to do that. The contractor must go back on site and electrify, because we want Jumpers to be electrified. We want the residents of Johannesburg to have access to that kind of a service. And if there is anything that is standing on our way, we then have to push it and make sure that we've got space to work. So that's why we conducted that particular operation. And as I've indicated, it's not only focused or directed to Jumpers as an informal settlement. All the informal settlements we are going to do these operations. We have started, we went to Denver, and there are other informal settlements already that we are planning to visit. And we are very clear on what needs to be done in these spaces. We need to make sure that we deal with criminal activities in the space. We take out those that are not supposed to be there. We utilize those spaces for proper development of our people. So people need to access the services. But it's very difficult for us to work in the space because of such elements that I've articulated. So we need to make sure that we deal with them so that we are able to develop our people. So when the contractors are appointed to provide certain services in the informal settlements, but we are unable to work because there are these elements that exist in the space which makes it difficult for us to work in the space, then we need to introduce operations and programs that will push those elements out so that we are able to get into the space and work. So that's why we had to do that particular operation. But we don't communicate it. We don't. You see, we went to Denver to engage with the leadership deliberately because we were advised that most or the majority of the sheikhs are owned by the leadership there. So we were deliberate to go and engage with them because we were hoping that they are going to assist us in the process. So when we went for a verification, they told people not to participate. And that's why we had to go and engage with them to say, leadership, we are aware that you are the ones that are landlords there. We want to work. Assist us. And we went on with the spirit that they are leaders, they will understand. But they did not respond. And that's why we needed to go for an operation. And we didn't inform them when we went there for an operation. We didn't. All of them were surprised to see us in the morning. But we had to do it. Because we've got a contractor appointed. The contractor is unable to provide services in the space. Because we've got leaders who are engaged in illegal activities. And we are not going to sit down and beg them. Because we've got a responsibility to provide services to our residents. So that's why we had to do it. And that's why we did not inform them. And that's why we're not going to inform any of the leadership in the informal settlements, because initially you can't notify criminals that you are coming. You can't. Because by the time you get into the informal settlements, they would have moved everything out of the space, locked the sheds, like how they were able to do at Denver, because somebody informed them prior that we were coming. And that's why they were able to move all their machines out, they locked their sheds. But unfortunately, we knew where those sheds were located, within the informal settlement. Because we don't just go there, we also do our own studies and assessment. So that by the time we get into the informal settlements, we know exactly where we are heading to. So even when the sheds were locked, but we knew that these ones, it's where these operations are being conducted. So that's why we went straight for them and we demolished them. We are not done, we are still going to go back. So even at Jumpers, I'm told that they are erecting some of the sheds. So should they do that, I'm going to go back and demolish them again. Because we need these spaces to work. At Jumpers, there is one guy from Mozambique. He's owning a very big yard. He owns more than 6 shacks. He's not a South African. And yet we do not have a space to allocate South Africans. We do not have a space to work for us to provide services to South Africans. And we've got foreign nationals owning those shacks and spaces and yards within the informal settlement. So it's something that we are not going to tolerate, really, unless we are saying we must stop working for South Africans and start to entertain foreign nationals in our own country. Something that I will never agree to. So that's why we had to do that operation. And that's why we will continue to do these operations in Johannesburg. We're not going to stop. Because we've got a responsibility to provide services. We've got a responsibility to formalize all these informal settlements. Johannesburg used to be a world-class African city. But with all this informality, you can't really say that now. So it's something that we need to address because it's man-made. So it's something that can still be resolved. So we need to address it. The ability is there, the passion is there, the commitment is there. So we just only need South Africans to work with us. We just need South Africans to collectively work with us. So that we are able to address and deal with all these informalities in Johannesburg. So I needed to give this background, Bahul, so that all of you understand why.
Ngoba usumzuleke foka Mabaso echaza lo MMC ukuthi kunabaholi abenza corruption akuyibona aba-owner iy'tendi imkhukhu ubona abantu kuthiwa kuzama uxazula indaba semkhukhwini kunabantu ababhenefithayo ngayo ngakho-ke uma wena uzama ukwenza umsebenzi wakho bekubona ukuthi uma endleleni bazokugodlula ingakho-ke bekugcina sebethengelana iy'nkabi kanje. Ngithe uma ngibona le story ngase ngikhumbula lelo daba likaMabaso ngathi no asingakhulumi ngento nje yenzekile kodwa asike sichaze ukuthi ikhona inkinga nje ake wasazisa yona uMabaso ukuze siziqonde lezi zinto ukuthi kulama department kugcina abantu bebulawa kusuke kwenze njani kusuke kusukaphi. Angibambeke le video ngicela ukuzukuphala kwakho la comment section ngizwe ukuthi wena ubona kanjani lolu daba esilixoxayo kakhulukazi oluthinta i-informal settlement imkhukhu nezikhulu kahulumeni ezi-owner lemikhukhu. Ngike ngasho ngaphambilini ngangahlala emkhukhwini so ngiyayazi operation ozamazama ngiyayazi mina amaphoyisa njalo mayizofika kwawena nje mawuvuka ekseni ubona ukuthi kuthuleke ngabikho umuntu uvela ubona ukuthi namhlanje kuzoba ne-operation uthi hayi ukuze ngiphile kahle ngokuthula angiphume ngivakashe yazi ungagcina usuye edrobheni ungazimisele ubalekela nje ukuthi mayifika lamaphoyisa angakutholi uba mayekuthola azokubuza imibuzo eminingi kodwa bayazi ukuthi abangani babo sebathipisile abantu ababafunayo. So ingakho-ke impi yokulwa nozamazama impi yokulwa nama-drugs nempilwa ney'bhamu ungathi ayinqotshwa nje ingoba kunabantu abadla nabo labo zamazama abadla nabo labo ey'bhamu kuthi futhi begcine besuka lapho ekugcineni befuna ukubulala loku yena osebenzayo loku yena oseva umphakathi kubonakala no ngcono ku-eliminate yena ngoba uphazamisa ukusebenza kwabantu abathize. Mina nawe sidibane kwivideo elandelayo ngiyacela ukuzukuphala kwakho ngizwe ukuthi wena ubona kanjani kodwa ngale kwalokho sizodibana uma nje le phone isangivumela ukuthi ngirecord sizokhuluma mangase kube khona nje ongaba nomusa angiphe nje 500 hawu ngoba inkinga zami iphelile ngiyabonga.